Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar today, and welcome to the first webinar of 2025 for us. We're super excited, and we're hoping that today we can help you kind of dig up some inspiration as you're thinking about your past strategy for the year ahead. So my name is McLean Keene. I lead our marketing team here at Banwango. I also have Brandy Hastings on, who's on our partner success team. And today we're going to be talking about what is working. So we looked back at 2024, picked out some really fun, successful, and just top performing passes. And today we're going to hear all about them, what makes them successful, so that you can take these great ideas and use them as inspiration for your 2025 passes. So we have three incredible partners with us today. We're super excited to have them on and talk about what made their passes work. And we kind of took these and broke these down into three key ideas. And I'm going to turn it over to Brandy, who's going to talk through these and introduce these great partners.
Thanks, McLean. Yeah, we've got some really cool ones today. We went through all of our passes, found some of our favorites from the year and some of the favorites that have just launched as well. What's really cool is, moving into the new world of Banwango with Experience Builder, you have the opportunity to have unlimited passes. And so with that, we're hoping to give you some new ideas so you can build even more. So we have Jason and Jessica from Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island. They've done some really, really cool things over the year. They're going to talk about some enhancements they've made to some of their kind of ongoing passes and talk about some timely and some seasonal passes. And then we have Cindy from Tucson. She's going to talk about some really unique ideas that define their destination that they've been able to create some special passes off of. And then we have Carly from Grand Rapids, who's done a really great job with not only building some cool passes, but with engagement as well and incentivizing people to use those passes more. So all of our guests today are going to share some great ideas. I'm very, very excited about what we're going to hear. And Jason and Jessica, we're going to start with you. The passes you do in Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island, you guys are doing such a great job, especially one of my favorite ones. So when I first started at Banwango like 3 years ago, one of the first passes I got to work on was this March Madness pass. It's macaroni and cheese paired with wine. I was like, okay, we're having meetings about this. Like, I have the best job ever. I was so excited about it. And we're in that time of year, where we are getting ready for March Madness. And this year, the Saturday tickets sold out in 32 minutes. So y'all are doing something right. So can you tell us more about what is happening in your area and your past strategy? Share some of your secrets with us.
Sure. Awesome. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, we're beyond excited about how the passes are performing for us. And you'll see by the engagement we do with the various types of passes, how much we invest in Banwango. So I'm going to touch on two of our paid pass elements. So Flight Log is one for our breweries, distilleries, and cideries in the region. It's a paid pass of an explore and pour, and you get some tasting flights, similar to what we have here, which is our Epic Wineries. So Epic Wineries, we have an ongoing legacy pass. We're always for sale, tasting flights. What we've done is enhance them by doing limited time sales for events. So you're talking about March Madness. It's our spin on March Madness. So all the wineries do a mac and cheese and wine pairing. So really cool way to talk about. We have 20 lakefront wineries that not a lot of people know about. Really unique way to drive visitation. But we do a limited time sale, extra limited this year. I think before this year, it sold out in about 3 days. This year, both events sold out in an hour and a half or 2 hours. So huge revenue for us and huge traffic out to the wineries coming up. Similar, our Flight Log, so the breweries, cideries, distilleries, we do a fiesta weekend. So that ties into a Mexican food and flight or tasting opportunity at each of the participating breweries or distilleries. And we sell about 300 tickets over a 2-day experience. So March Madness is 300 tickets per day. So 600 tickets out the door with a waiting list in under 2 hours is huge revenue for us. In addition to that continued revenue we see from the passes. And how I, from a marketing side, I take the passes as either active or kind of guide side of things. And Jessica in a minute is going to talk about how we've adapted some of them into guides. Some of them I envision our digital passes as, highly engaging. We want constant use, like the Epic and BBB. We want them using them all the time, trying to drive new revenue to us. Where we have other tools that we've shifted to be more as guides and digital ways to explore. We don't need to see a ton of engagement. We just want to see a ton of people accessing them to explore our partners more. So what I'm going to do is throw that over to Jessica, and she's going to talk about a couple more passes for us that we do from a partnership side.
Sure thing. So one of our other passes, it's a free pass for We Heart Local. We Heart Local is a pass that features locally grown and produced items here in Windsor and Essex County, as well as farm-to-table restaurants. And we actually have some really great sponsors behind this program as well that we've been working with for a number of years. It really helps with the cost, the program costs behind We Heart Local. What's really great here, we've taken the ideas from March Madness and the success of March Madness and the success of Fiesta Weekend, and we're starting to move it into events for some of our other passes, like We Heart Local. So we have what we call Open Farms Day, which is a one-day event where 8 to 10 of our We Heart Local partners open up their farms and do different family-friendly farm activities, promoting what they do on the farm. So again, these sort of short-term seasonal passes are allowing us to build more of these smaller events that go along with larger programs, and that really enhances the program. It also allows for more partnership opportunities. So these partners are able to interact with us more, interact with the visitors more. It increases pass holder engagement in our programs as well. So these short-term events with the larger programs do offer more opportunities and reasons for different people to visit these locations. It also increases the customers coming to each of these locations, because some of these short-term event passes are bringing in new clientele. We're hearing that quite a bit, especially from our Barrels, Bottles, and Brews and our We Heart Local partners. When we have these events, they are seeing new people coming into their locations, which they're really, really liking. So the seasonal event passes here are adding extra value in lots of different ways, which is really great to see. Another pass that we have is our birding pass. So our We Bird, we are actually in an area here in southwestern Ontario, very, very popular for birding. We're at the confluence of two flyways here. So our May season is very, very popular. So we have sort of adapted our pass. Last year, we were trying to get the check-ins and driving that, and we noticed it wasn't working as well as we thought. So this year we've made it more of a guide. So we're trying to sort of change how we're looking at some of those passes, as Jason was saying, not necessarily looking for those high check-ins, but instead just trying to get people the information so that they know where they can go. And then we can drive them to different areas on our website as well, and helping sort of drive people to different passes as well. So these birders are coming in for birding, but maybe they want to go to the wineries, and we can lead them towards that Epic Wine Pass as well. One thing that's been really great with the new system here is I was able to turn this pass around this year very, very quickly. So we realized we had a trade show coming up, that outdoor trade show. We wanted to have this pass ready, and I was actually able to flip this pass around in one day this year, which was fantastic. So we were able to have that information out for those people at the trade show really, really quickly, which was wonderful. One more pass I wanted to tell you about is our Crossroads Historical Guide. So here in Windsor, Essex, we have a lot of interest, a lot of history in Prohibition, in the War of 1812, in the Underground Railroad, and in automotive history. Now, these aren't necessarily things that people are going to be checking in high quantities for. So again, this is one of those passes that we're using as more of a guide to get information into people's hands so that they know where they can go to access these locations. So what we've done this year, now that we have unlimited pass availability, which is amazing, is we've actually been able to start seasonal passes that focus on specific things. So for example, we just did a Black History Guide, a Black History Pass specifically for Black History Month, focusing on those locations with that Black history information. We'll be doing another one for the Indigenous month here, as well as a Ghost Stories in September and October. So we're able to use these sort of mini seasonal passes to enhance our guide pass that we already have in our program. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jason.
So I'm just going to touch quickly on two short-term passes that we've issued that have had immense success for us. We are municipally funded, and we try and drive traffic to our municipal partners. So one we launched this year was our Holiday Light Pass. It was a way to get people to engage and check in to win a shopping spree by visiting all 4 of our regional light passes. Gave us great data on who's visiting these locations. And what we were really happy about is of the engaged users, 35% of them actually attended all 4 light festivals. So great data to share. We actually integrated CrowdRiff with that for photo uploading too. So in addition to check-ins, we received over 400 new assets to use for future marketing use. And we're trying to integrate photo usage into all of our passes moving forward. Another one that was huge for us, I assume a lot of the calls of people on the webinar are American. Canada was hit heavy and hard during COVID-19. So in 2021, we launched My Happy Place. It was a short-term pass, check in, win gift cards, and we gave away over $30,000 worth of gift cards through this program. But we also saw almost 17,000 check-ins at vendor locations that were part of the My Happy Place campaign. So it was a great opportunity to profile about 150 different stakeholder partners that met criteria to be part of it. But it was a really good opportunity to give back to partners in a time that we were looking to get people out. And I think my last 2 slides are really going to tie into what Cindy's going to talk about, where we talk about local and emphasize unique things in the market. We have 2 programs. One is called our Windsor Pizza Club. We have a very authentic style of pizza in Windsor that we look to promote. And the other is coffee culture. So not a main tourism driver for us, but a very buzz topic. And so we're looking to integrate Bandwango into those either through paid passport or free engaging passports to try and drive additional visitation to places that aren't traditional tourism partners and emphasize our local brand.
And coffee has been such a hot topic. Like that is one I've seen several over the last, I'd say a couple years, more coming on board and having some good success with them, both on the free passes and paid passes. So I'm super excited to see the ones that you guys create with pizza and coffee that we'll have. And one thing I definitely want to emphasize that, yeah, Jess had said, Jessica, I remember back in the day, you know, when we were building passes, it took a lot longer than a day on some of them.
Yeah.
So to hear that you were able to knock that pass out, build it in a day through Experience Builder makes me so happy. And that you were able to have that for that event.
Yeah, it was nice. A lot of the locations were in the system already from before. So to flip it over this year was really, really simple. It's great.
Very cool. Very cool. And then another thing too, I know so much thought goes into your passes before they even launch, before we even start working on them. Jason, you talked about it a little bit. Looking at success for each one, they're all different, correct? In how you're measuring success for each particular pass?
Yeah, we don't like to, I don't want us from a marketing side to live and die by the numbers because not everything is going to see high engagement. Arts and culture is a niche topic to begin with in travel and tourism. So to see that we're going to get, you know, hundreds of thousands of check-ins for our Crossroads program is an unrealistic expectation, especially when we know it's a guide. So not everything is about check-ins and not everything is about redemptions necessarily. So we do try and set some primary goals before we launch a pass. And you know, I know there's a question here about, you know, what have we been doing to incentivize? We really evaluated what we incentivized for past success. You know, low-level prizes. We're asking people a lot to do a lot when they go and check in. So we've really been trying to reevaluate what we are putting into the prize, either high value or high stakeholder value from our partners that we engage with to get that visitation numbers in if we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yes, if you guys have any questions at all, pop them in the chat over here. We'll have some Q&A time at the end. So as you're thinking about things, please put them there and we'll make sure to address those. But thank you so much, Jason and Jessica. We appreciate you sharing all of your great successes with us. And now, Cindy, I know you're going to tell us about some great things going on in Tucson.
Yeah.
You've got some really good ones that are very, very specific to your destination, which I'm loving. The one that really got my attention is this new one. the Astro trail that you've created. I've traveled for the Northern Lights. I've traveled for the eclipse. So that one I was like, man, this is cool. I would totally use this. And yeah, I'll be coming to Tucson to try this.
Wonderful. Happy to have you. So thanks for having me on today. So Visit Tucson currently has 3 different passes with Bandwango. The first that our team started with, or that Visit Tucson started with, was our outdoor adventure. Last year, actually in late 2023, we launched the America's Best Mexican Food Field Guide. And then just last month, we launched the Astro Trail. So all of these guides go hand in hand with our marketing messages, really capitalizing on what Tucson has and what we do best. We are in the middle of a national park, so our marketing team wanted to make sure that people were visiting not only the national parks, but the state parks located within Tucson and southern Arizona, and kind of incentivizing them to get outdoors. We did see through the pandemic, people were looking for that outdoor space, and Tucson, and I think a lot of Arizona fared pretty well during that time, but maybe they needed a guide as to where to go, what kind of trails to go on, what can they see at these different places. And so that's how we started. It worked out really well. And then our marketing team started a new campaign highlighting our Mexican food here in Tucson and added on that Bandwango pass. We call it a field guide, and it's really a directory of all the Mexican foods in Tucson that people can visit. A lot of the restaurants will offer a discount, so people can check in, get that discount, whether it's a discount off your bill, a free appetizer, a free dessert, what have you. And then our team, I'm coming from it on a different, a little bit of a different viewpoint. So I'm on the communication side, not working hand in hand with marketing. So we, and what I'm going to talk about today is the Astro Trail. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about that. So again, what does Tucson have in spades that we can really promote and have people engage with? So how the Astro Trail came to be for us, from a PR standpoint, we are always looking at what's trending, what can we talk about and pitch to media, and what's going to generate some earned media coverage for us. About a year and a half ago, as astrotourism started trending and really got in the news a lot with the different solar eclipses and different meteor asteroid showers, we were like, wait a minute, Tucson has some really great observatories here, some world-class observatories. We're in the middle of a national park that was designated an urban night sky place in November of 23. Let's get this out there. There has to be a way to connect all of these places, and everyone loves a trail. So let's put it on a trail. And so that is how we birthed the Astro Trail here in Tucson. And working closely with the marketing team and knowing that the other 2 passes were successful, I got the okay to do another pass on Bandwango. And now we have an Astro Trail that people can download. It's a little bit of a timeline I'll go into here, so that they can follow along. We have a printed guide, but also digitally. Everyone has a cell phone, and so a great way for them to get out. So a little bit of our process and how we did this was obviously creating a timeline, working with our marketing team and our graphic designer to make sure that we have the assets to put onto the pass, both on our website as well as on this Bandwango pass. We identified businesses that would be specific for this Astro Trail. And then what I really liked about all of this was the outreach. It was a great opportunity to work with our community, with our business partners and attractions, to let them know that, we are a team. We do want to promote your business along with the entire kind of trend of astrotourism. And I feel like it really gave them, some ownership of this. And then just getting all that information, putting the data into the app, which I do have to say, I had a similar experience as Jessica in building this app. And, I was able to build it pretty quickly. Fortunately, a lot of our businesses were already in the app, having been in the outdoor adventure pass. They were already there. So I didn't have much to do. The hard work was kind of done for me. So I was also able to build my pass in one day. And then we launched it, and that again happened very, very quickly. This example that I have here shows that Kitt Peak National Observatory is offering a discount. So there are a couple of attractions that are offering discounts either at their gift shop, maybe a 50% off your admission for certain types of tickets. So some great interaction, and I think that they've seen a positive, some positive media for this. We certainly have. And so just a great success story, again, collaborating with our attractions and business partners. Other departments within Visit Tucson have been able to leverage this for their particular markets. So our sales and convention services team, as they're talking with, convention clients that are coming in, we do know that a lot of people are doing a bleisure, adding on a leisure stay before or after their conference. So making sure that they know that it's available to use during their time outside of the conference. Our marketing team is definitely using this in their messaging when they're purchasing ads, submitting advertorial, any sponsored content. They are making sure to include this. On my side, we've seen a tremendous amount of earned media coverage. I was not expecting, we were blown away. We've seen a ton of coverage. This just launched mid-January, so about 6 weeks. And all the top travel publications have mentioned it, it's just been outstanding. And then also, of course, most importantly, I think to all of our destinations is we want to see increased visitation to our website. So in my first slide, I showed kind of a snapshot of the 3 different guides. Each Bandwango pass that is mentioned on our website will reference back to a page where they can see all of them. So not only on our website, but digitally as well, people can go and have an opportunity to visit our other passes and, like, hey, I'm already outdoors. What else can I do outdoors? And of course, everyone's got to eat. So I heard Tucson's got a great, Mexican food scene. Where can we go? What can I experience that's new? And so I think our success has been really driving our pass towards something specific and unique to our city.
And you guys have done a great job of it. So thank you very much for sharing some of this.
This is my last slide. All right.
Awesome.
Turn it over to Carly.
Well, I did have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Because this is really cool because you are actually, with your communication side of the organization, and you saw this as just as an opportunity to have something to pitch to the media. That's how this one really was a PR push, is how it was designed, and it's turned into something so much bigger than that. So I love that you have multiple departments that are now using that Bandwango license, especially now that you can have unlimited passes. So that's pretty cool. And then having multiple passes also on that Explore tab. When someone has one of those passes, when they see that Explore tab, they're able to easily see those other passes too, and they can sign up for them right there. So that's really cool as well. But the PR angle is really, really cool. So can you tell us just a little bit about, as soon as this pass launched, what did you do to outreach to the media? Since that was your main goal in this, correct? Getting that media. What did you do?
So we sent out a press release. We sent out a national press release to a list of targeted media that we had and worked. We also have a national PR agency, so they helped us push that message. And it was just wildly successful. Like I said, everyone loves a trail. When we were initially thinking of how to connect the dots with astronomy and this astrotourism trend, as well as noctourism, which is a little slightly different, just making it at a one-stop shop where people could go to, and knowing that people are already taking trips specifically to do some astrotourism related experiences. It was I think the perfect time, and we had all of these assets available to us. It was kind of a no-brainer, and really a lot of the work was putting it into a press release, making sure our partners were fully engaged and ready for this to come in and hopefully see this increase of business. And then our graphic designer did an amazing job with the visuals, on the path on our website. And so it all just kind of ties it together to have more engagement on our website, leading to different links on our website, whether it's a story ideas page, where you can go, some accommodations that kind of tie in that dark sky experience as well.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of going after that earned media. That's always, when we see our partners doing that, that's a big driver of success. So thank you for sharing some of those tips with us.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, Carly from Grand Rapids, thank you so much for joining us today, too. You guys have several good passes and a variety of different passes, from paid passes to some gamified passes, and then even some ones that are specific to certain groups that I know you're going to share with us. But another thing I really love is not just getting people signed up for passes, but also that engagement you have with those pass holders to keep them using it. So I know you'll tell us more about this. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's really awesome hearing from other destinations just about what they're doing. And I'm really excited for me to share a little bit more about what we're doing in Grand Rapids. So just a quick overview of the different passes that we do have currently with Benwingo. So we have our Flights of Flavor pass, which is the pass I'm going to focus the most on today. And I'll get more into that later. But this pass is a gamified pass for food and beverage paired flights. So we're really excited about this pass. It's been a really fun project to work on. And then we also have our attractions pass. And we also have a additional pass kind of underneath that that's meant for frontline staff only. So we have the two passes that have the same name basically, but one of them is more of a VIP pass for our frontline hotel staff employees, as well as our CVB employees, just so that we can kind of get that same experience, go and get admission, free admission into all of our attractions. And then we can talk about the Attractions Pass GR, which is a for-profit pass that we sell for either a 1 day or a 3 day. And those have not, that's not been launched quite yet, but we're going to launch it when our zoo opens in March. So we're really excited about that one. It's a bit of a transition for us. We had a different pass in the past. So this is a new exciting way to brand it, which we're really excited for. And then we also have our Restaurant Week pass, and this one has been around for quite some time. That is a 1 week a year pass in November during our Restaurant Week. This is also a gamified pass that we offer prizes for. And that pass has been really successful for us, and it's a great way to showcase all of our restaurants that are participating in Restaurant Week every year. And then lastly, we have our GR Attendees Exclusive Pass. And this pass is meant for any attendees for our conventions or meetings. So this pass will highlight different locations that are participating that have coupons or discounts for our specific attendees that are in town for a convention or a meeting. So we're really excited about that one as well. It's a different way for our partners to just get exposed to those mass crowds coming in for our conventions and meetings. So like I said, I just wanted to dive in a little bit more on Flights of Flavor because this pass is a little bit more unique to us and it's a little bit newer. It's launched in 2023. And we've seen some really great success with this pass, and it's a unique pass for us. It's really exciting, and I feel like it really showcases our food and beverage scene that we do have in Grand Rapids. So just an overview of kind of what this pass came to be, how we created it, and why. So we looked into some research that we had done through a different marketing firm, just to look at kind of what are our consumers looking for and what do we have in our community that isn't being represented as well as it could be. So we found that there were a ton of places in our community that had food, beverage flights, and paired flights. So we thought this was super unique to Grand Rapids. We hadn't really seen any other destination really putting the two together specifically at the time. So we decided that this would be a really great pass to create with Benwingo to really encourage that food and beverage pairing rather than just the food or the beverage by itself to create a unique flight experience. So we saw that there was a need in our community for it. So we decided Benwingo was the perfect place to put it. So we saw that this was a big trend on Instagram. There if you've never seen someone post a picture of a flight, I don't know where you've been, because I feel like everyone likes taking photos of their beautiful flights. Just how they're presented has a very trendy, Instagrammable quality to it. So we really wanted to capitalize on that. Along with looking into our community and seeing who already had flights, we also wanted to encourage other businesses to create flights if they didn't already have them. So in order to help with that, we decided to launch a grant program with the creation of this pass for any businesses in our community that offer food or beverage or both. So you can get either $500 for just a food flight or just a beverage flight, or you can do $1,000 for a paired flight. And this grant goes towards any dishware or glassware that they may need in order to present their flight beautifully, flight boards, glasses, things like that. So in order to be considered for the grant program, partners would just have to sign up for it. We would review it and make sure that it met all of our requirements, and then we award them that grant. So we've been doing that since the launch of the pass, and we've seen really positive feedback from our partners, just to give them a little bit of help, since restaurants are really struggling, as we all know, nationwide. It's been tough for them. So we want to do what we can to encourage them to participate in our programs. So we have 36 locations currently that are on the pass. And like I said, we have the option of either drink flights, food flights, or the paired flights, which we really encourage trying to do the paired. So as you can see, I put up some photos of some examples. So we have a really awesome coffee flight with some matcha and juices in there. A pizza flight, which this is our #1 flight that people love to go sample all different types of pizzas, and it's paired with some beer at Mitten Brewing Company. And then we also have a waffle flight with some mimosas in the background, and that one is one of my favorites. And then we also have a cheese and a wine pair, and we have ice cream flights as well. Just some examples, but like I said, there's 36 locations, so tons of different types of flights available. So then, like I said, it's a gamified pass. So when you check in, you get points to redeem for a prize. And these are just some of our prizes that we decided to give for the Flights of Flavor Pass. So we have a sticker, a personal flight board, so you can make your own flight at home, a hat, and a t-shirt. We've seen people love their t-shirts. I swear everyone will do anything for a free t-shirt. So we've seen good success with that prize specifically. And we have a pickup and a shipping option for those prizes. Our pickup option is redeemed at a local boutique shop called Periwinkle Fog. We decided to partner with them to be our pickup location, so we could really try to encourage people who were going to redeem their prize in person could also shop somewhere local. So that's something that we've really tried to focus on, and I'll get into kind of some of our messaging strategy with that partnership specifically later. But like I said, we kind of really wanted to push people to go pick up their prize physically in person while they're already downtown enjoying their flights. You might as well just pop on over and get your t-shirt or your flight board while you're there. So we did create the points for the pickup and the shipping to be a little bit different. So we wanted it to be cheaper to get the pickup option than to ship it. So it's less points if you go redeem in person than if you were to get it shipped, just to, again, encourage that local business love. So that's kind of how we did those. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about our messaging strategy on how we want to encourage people to use our passes, specifically for Flights of Flavor. So we really wanted to pair our messaging strategies with the things going on in our community and when people would already be in our community engaging at these different restaurants and breweries and other locations. So we really wanted to capitalize on some of our biggest events where people are already downtown. We might as well get them to participate while they're over here. So Art Prize is one of our bigger events in the fall every year. It is a giant international art competition, and it's both indoor and outdoor installations. It is incredible. If you've not been, I highly encourage. So we decided during Art Prize, during the span of the art competition, we would make all of our prizes half off. And using the Experience Builder, this is super easy for me to do on the back end, just to go and make all of the prizes half off for a certain period of time. And then once it's over, I go back in and bump up the prize points again. So this was something that we just decided to kind of pair along with some of our other strategies in order to really, again, capture that crowd while they were there. So we definitely used the text messages, the emails, and the in-pass messaging that Bandwango offers for that, just to let people know, hey, if you were kind of putting it off, coming for Flights of Flavor, you might as well come for Art Prize too and do it while you're here. Again, we did that with our other winter festival that we have called World of Winter. And this is a giant outdoor installation art, not competition like Art Prize, but it's an art installation festival throughout the months of the winter. And so we decided to pair with our pickup location called Periwinkle Fog. We decided to offer a $10 gift card to Periwinkle Fog while they were there redeeming their prize. So again, just another way to get people in the door and just say, hey, like while you're down here for World of Winter, might as well go pick up your prize at Periwinkle Fog, and we'll even give you $10 to shop there. You can use it that day or you can come back another day. So this was just some type of promotion that we wanted to give a little extra love to our pickup location. So that was another way that we used the messaging strategy, and we used our Bandwango tools for that. So I put up a couple examples on the slide of the text message that we sent out, and we also posted it on our socials, just letting people know that this was happening. And then another thing that we did for Flights of Flavor was during the 1-year anniversary, we decided to print t-shirts with our logo on it and buttons, and we sent those to all of the restaurant staff at the participating locations for the Flights of Flavor Pass. So basically, we wanted to make them our walking billboards, because sometimes when people come, they don't know that Flights of Flavor is a thing and that that location is participating. So we figured if we give them a t-shirt, they're basically telling them for us, and they don't even have to say it. So we thought that this was a really great way to just, again, get the message out there that we have this pass. This participating location has a great flight, and they might just not know it. Because really, when it comes down to that restaurant or brewery staff, sometimes they're just busy and they forget to tell people. So we thought giving them a t-shirt for the 1-year anniversary was a great idea. And I'm not kidding. Every place I go to that is a Flights of Flavor location, there is at least one employee wearing them. And that was over almost a year ago. So it's really great to see that that has stuck. Again, people love free t-shirts. So if you need an idea, there you go. So yeah, we really just wanted to emphasize that our messaging strategy typically goes along with what Bandwango offers. We try to match the two really well, and just take advantage of the emails, the text messages, and the in-pass messaging that they have, and really just get right in front of the pass holder. So yeah, that is just a little bit of an overview of our Flights of Flavor pass specifically, but also all the other passes that we do offer. So thank you very much for having me. Hopefully I gave you some good ideas.
Absolutely, Carly. I think you guys are doing a really, really great job getting people signed up for the pass, but also keeping those people engaged. So I think you hit the nail on the head with that messaging, like how important that is. So I'm glad that you guys are doing that. You know, Bandwango does have a new opportunity to have managed messaging. So that is where our super awesome marketing team actually will take over some of those duties for you and help you create proactive and strategic messaging to go along with your passes. So this is a brand new add-on. If you're interested in learning more about managed messaging, you can reach out to our team at success@bandwango.com and tell them you want to learn more about that. We're happy to share that information with you. But Carly, I know this is something that, you know, has been really an important part of the success of this pass is being able to continue talking to those pass holders, correct?
Yes, very much so.
Awesome. Yeah, because I mean, we sign up for passes, we get excited about it, and then let's face it, like life happens, we get busy. Sometimes we forget. So those reminders help. And incentivizing people. So in saying, go do this now because there's a reason to do it now, because we're going to give you an extra perk if you do it now. So kind of how you're playing with those points has been really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'll add to that, Brandy, what's so cool about the messaging specifically, it's the best way to get in touch with pass holders directly because you're texting their phone. So they immediately get that reminder. Like you can have as many great passes in the world as you can. But a lot of times, again, like Brandy said, people will sign up, they'll just forget about it. I will mention too, we have some really exciting features, new additions coming to the messaging strategy. So we're really excited to start rolling those out, and we'll let everybody know when that's upcoming. But yeah, like Brandy said, the managed messaging is so cool too, because we know everyone's super busy. We know you may not have time to sit down and write these texts out. So what we'll do is we'll sit down with you, understand your goals, what kind of strategy you want to take with your specific pass. And then our marketing team will do all of the content creation for you, all of the scheduling for you, all of the reporting for you. So whether you're doing it on your own or you're allowing our team to do it, it's just a really great way, to market to these pass holders directly.
Definitely. And then the other cool thing is, I love that Carly is doing with these t-shirts, having the staff wearing them. I've seen people who have put signage or even table tents in locations before, and that works really good also. But these t-shirts are another way of saying, hey, this is happening. You can sign up for it. This is a cool experience to have. But even reminding people to check in. So people who might have the pass, and then just another reminder, oh yeah, I do have that on my phone. And reminding them to check in. So that's another engagement strategy that you are using that I think is pretty neat. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I saw a couple questions in the chat. I don't know if I should answer those now or.
Yeah, we can start going through some of these questions. And again, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll go through these and just let the group communicate with us. So with this, I saw Jason, you answered the question about the passes for March Madness. There's a total of 600, but 300 passes per day over the 2 days. And then Kira Burge had a question about incentivizing check-ins, talking about some of those most sought after or redeemed prizes and rewards. So
do you want me to build on that a little bit, Brandy?
I'm sorry?
Do you want me to build on that a little bit of what my actual response was?
I would love for you to, yes.
Sure. So, and I've had this conversation with my team because we're reviewing like all our passes. We have a lot with you. We want to make sure we're optimizing them as much. And, we sometimes have a breakdown, not a breakdown, but between what the developed idea was, what a stakeholder wants versus what people will actually do, and figuring that out. I've broke it down in our office to like, if you will do that, then people will probably do it too. Not what we want them to do, but what they'll actually do or what that incentive will be. So like a $25 gift card, but checking at 25 spots takes a lot of time for people. So is it going to be worthwhile? So like for the Light Festival, we did it. It was a 6-month campaign, but you only had to check in at 4, but it was a $500 value, $500 grand prize. So we thought $500 with a great partner of ours. So it's a great profile opportunity for a paying partner with us. But that may get enough visitation to encourage you to go to 4 cities all the way across our municipality. So some are a 45-minute drive. But whereas we've dabbled in like low level pricing, of like if you need 10 check-ins, but like, is anyone going to do that just for a sticker or not? Like really evaluating what the value is to you and trying to impact that into, like I think Carly has some great options in there with her Flights of Flavor, because there's a lot of really good options in there, and she's forcing 4 or 5 purchases to get some of those. So even if it's a high cost value from the DMO side, it's a great return to your partners if they've sold 5 food and wine pairing flights. So, really evaluating. We've found it has to be a higher ticket value to get people to complete that circle of multiple check-ins, though.
Thank you, Jason. And Carly, I know that you have a unique prize with actually a donation to charity. Do you want to start some of that?
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that. So thank you for bringing that up. So we just saw that some people would just leave their points vacant and floating away in the universe forever. They would never redeem them for anything. So we decided that in order to kind of capture that and to also just speak to the people who don't really want a prize, because the reality is not everyone wants something. Some people just want to go experience the pass. They don't really need a prize to do it. So we wanted to give an opportunity for those points to be donated to our charitable donation that we have through our Grand Rapids Community College. It's the Sekia Institute for Culinary Art and Education. And so it is just a great way to kind of pair our food and beverage passes with a philanthropy type of organization in our community that kind of relate to each other. So we really want to encourage donating towards culinary education so that we can keep funneling that those new people into the workforce in our community specifically. So we do offer those points donation for both Restaurant Week and for our Flights of Flavor Pass.
Very cool. That's a really unique one. And then Cindy, do you want to talk too about some of your prizes?
Sorry, unmuting. Yeah, so we teamed up with our outdoor adventure trail because our Astro Trail is outdoors. And so we have water bottles, we have canvas, like backpack totes. And people love a water bottle. I mean, you know, these, especially with sustainability, pretty much everyone has now a reusable water bottle. So we have this really nice canteen that people can take with them. We actually had our first one person complete our Astro Trail, and he was visiting from out of town. This was on Tuesday, and he was just set on getting his water bottle, and he had to get it. He was leaving out of town, and you know, to everyone else's point about a t-shirt, they love anything free, and so he made sure to come and get his water bottle before he left, and because he had to have that water bottle. So really just, it can be something really simple. A prize doesn't need to be something extravagant, whether it's a sticker, a backpack, a water bottle. Our America's Best Mexican Food, one of our prizes is a cutting board, which is really fun. So yeah, you can get creative, and if people want to get that prize, they will do what it takes to get it.
Thank you. Thank you. I saw one question too about managing t-shirt inventory and being tired of counting sizes. I totally get that. You never know how many to order of a small, extra large. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we work with a local merchandising company called Market Merchandise, and they do all of our merchandising for us. So thankfully, we just order through them. We tell them a guesstimate, and I'm our inventory manager. I just guess. I kind of try to use last year's data to sort of forecast this year, but it's always a guessing game. But thankfully for something like Restaurant Week, we just reuse our prizes that we haven't fulfilled from the years prior. So we're still going through some of the prizes that we had gotten like 3 years ago. But people still want them. So that's been nice to just kind of continue to use those even if you order too much. So thankfully, we do have a company that we work with that will ship and do all the inventory for us. I just send them a list. Here's who wants what. Here's their address, and they do it for us. But someone did ask what other kind of prizes we offer for Restaurant Week. And I just wanted to highlight that the prize that we see the most interest in and the most people redeeming for is, so Restaurant Week is in November. And then the following weekend is always our International Wine, Beer, and Food Festival that we have at our convention center. And it is a huge, huge, huge festival that people come in from all over the world for. And so we offer admission tickets into that festival as one of the Restaurant Week prizes, just because those two events happen right back to back. And people love to be able to get free admission because they do have to purchase tasting tickets as well. So it's kind of nice to be able to say, hey, go support our local restaurants, check into 3 places, and you can redeem those points for an admission ticket into this amazing festival. So it works for both sides. It's been a great collaboration we've had with the festival, and they do give us a discounted rate for those tickets. So then once the festival happens and everyone redeems their ticket, they only charge us for the people who actually went. And that collaboration has been really successful for us.
Okay, awesome. And another thing too, I'll just add with that dreaded question of how many t-shirts do I order? Don't forget that we do actually have a third-party prize distribution that you can do through Bandwango. So you can actually pick out a variety of prizes that you want to use, and you'll work through our third-party distributor. You don't have to buy any of these prizes up front. You don't have to store them in your closet. You don't have to worry about any of those things. You don't even have to ship them out. They'll get shipped out for you as people are redeeming those. So that's a pretty cool thing that if you weren't aware of it and want to learn more about that, again, email us at success@bandwango.com. We'll get you some more information on that.
Love that. There's another question about if anyone has explored a mechanism or work stream for gifting points from one pass holder to another. Brandy, I might turn this one over to you, but if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is a feature that we're currently working on and hoping to release soon. Is that right?
Yes. At this point, you cannot gift those points to another. But what you can do is with the paid passes, you do have a way to gift paid passes to another person. So this is really cool with like the barrels, bottles, and brews, for instance. Like if I'm going to Windsor, Essex, and I purchase one of those, McLean, I can buy one and then I can gift that to you. I can gift that to you for your birthday or for Christmas or just whatever reason I wanted to. So that is something cool that we can do with those paid passes.
We actually do a campaign around the holidays to promote with even the steps of how to do it, because some people get lost sometimes in the purchase process. So it's like step 1, click add this, step 2, find the gift, step 3, send the email, and saying it to send on like Christmas morning, for example. So we use it as a incentive during the Christmas holiday season for both our flight log and our epic wine tasting pass.
Wonderful. And then I wanted to ask you guys too. I mean, the marketing of these passes is very, very important in how you are getting the message out there. Cindy, we talked about how that earned media and that PR push is so important. I wanted to just kind of ask the group, give everybody a chance to talk about some of the things you're doing to market your passes, the things that you've seen that are most impactful. Jason, we can start with you.
Oh, sure. So we integrate, we do a lot of value propositioning in our out-of-market campaigns. So US-based or Toronto, those are our biggest 2 catchment areas, about a 3-hour drive both ways. So a lot of our passes add in a value of some type. We find we get a lot of attraction if we can show the value to the pass to a visitor. Local engagement versus visitor engagement is important. And our ultimate goal of everything I push out from the marketing side is to get ahead into bed overnight. That's always my goal. So any time I can show value. So our flight log pass, for example, if you buy a week long, you're saving $70 if you're going to visit all those breweries in total. Or the epic wine tasting pass, you're saving $50 if you're coming for a wine weekend away. So clearly explaining that, in addition to some of our other offers we have with other passes, we like them because they're an easy to access digital tool, but then that value proposition is really what helps us in that visitation down to market.
All right, Cindy, do you want to talk any more about some of the other marketing that you guys are doing?
Yeah, so what we've seen successful and kind of as we've grown with the passes in Bandwango and added more passes, there's been more of a PR push, certainly. So our outdoor adventure guide, we didn't do anything on our end as on a PR side, but with that launch of our America's Best Mexican Food campaign, that's when we really did a big push, both nationally and locally. That one was really important for us, making sure that our restaurateurs and all of our local businesses were aware that we are, working on this campaign. We're promoting it, the importance of having people visit these restaurants, supporting local businesses. Almost 100% of these Mexican restaurants are mom and pop owned. The families, they're working behind the counter, they're cooking the food for you. So just communicating that with them and making sure that they were fully engaged and really understand the value of Visit Tucson, not only as it pertains to this particular marketing campaign, but really overall as an organization. It provided us with a great opportunity to send that message to the local community, which I think isn't always understood, because a lot of what we all do, right, is seen and outside of our destination. And so it just presented a great opportunity to target the local market. And the same with the Astro Trail, seeing how successful that America's Best Mexican Food campaign was and seeing the engagement with people downloading the pass, visiting these restaurants, we decided to do the same thing with the Astro Trail and do a couple of different targeted press releases, and then just target the messaging slightly different for locals as opposed to national media.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Carly, we've just got a couple minutes, but do you want to share some of your great marketing tips too?
Yeah, so obviously we have big pushes when these passes first launch, but we do like to continue the marketing throughout, just weaving it into all of our marketing strategies for the passes that we have that are ongoing. So we like to incorporate them, just slide them in there whenever we're talking in ads or any type of copy that we have. We definitely feature it in a lot of magazines that we have ads in, Flights of Flavor specifically, or Restaurant Week. We also have billboards that we highlight Flights of Flavor on specifically. Every year we do different seasons of Flights of Flavor on our vinyl billboards. And then we also do digital campaigns for digital billboards for Restaurant Week and Flights of Flavor as well. I already mentioned the t-shirts, the walking billboards, and then we also do have a influencer campaign that we do for our different passes. We use the influencers called Hummingbirds. It's a company that has micro influencers that are in your community local. So if you look into it, they might have it in your city. I'm not sure, but that's something that we've seen a lot of success with. And we'll do collaboration posts with those influencers as well. We'll give them a little bit of money to go out and experience our passes, and then they talk to their networks about it. So those are just a few things that we like to do and weave into all of our marketing for our passes.
Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing that. That's such an important part of building the passes is in promoting them. And then another new thing we have too is social sharing. So this is a way to, with those gamified passes, to take your pass holders and let them do some marketing for you, let them promote those passes and incentivize them to become those brand ambassadors. So with social sharing, you can turn that on these gamified passes and they can get points for sharing those passes. So like if I had Flights of Flavor, I could share that with Cindy. She signs up for it, I can get points. So there's some really cool things you can do with that. And then some of our other new features like quizzes, QR code check-ins. There's some really neat new things. If you're not aware of these, haven't really played around with them too much yet, let's talk about it. Let's find out some new pass ideas for you that utilize some of these new features.
Yes, and that is a great plug too, to make sure that you guys are all signed up for our newsletter. If you are not a current client and you are joining this webinar, we're so thrilled to have you. You should definitely head to our website. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a place to sign up for that newsletter. So we'll send out some fun pass ideas, inspiration, new product features. And then if you are a current client and you're not on our newsletter list, please reach out. We do send out a lot of updates, especially some really fun product updates and new features like Brandy just mentioned, some webinar invites. So we just want to make sure that you are getting all of that great information and that you're signed up. But yeah, we are so thrilled to have you guys all on today. Thank you so much to our presenters for just showcasing your amazing passes. We hope that everyone has a great rest of your day, and we will see you at the next webinar. Bye, everyone.